crop farming, energy production, contracting and a visitor farm. These are the 4 business areas pursued by Langwiedhof, a farm based near Maize in southern Germany. For this wide-ranging short film, we followed this friendly family farm from summer through to winter. Langwiedhof in Maize has been in the Scherer family for 6 generations. They farm cereals, sugar beet and maize on 150 hectares. In terms of farming philosophy, owner Martin Scherer pays heed to the integration cover crops wherever possible in order to retain nutrients within the soil and to bolster the soil's health. Establishing cup plant as an undersown crop sown into maize is also intended as an important step towards crop diversity. During our first visit in June, we meet Martin Scherer and team member Philip as they cultivate the maize fields. A warm spring with above average temperatures and sufficient rainfall have ensured good growth. The 6-row front-mounted row crop cultivator comes from the Austrian manufacturer Einberg. The aim of this procedure is to control weeds mechanically and therefore to reduce the need for pesticides. Using the hoe and halving the quantity of pre-emergence herbicide required for the maize have already caused the herbicide product costs to be reduced by 50%. The maize is cultivated once, and the process is combined with an injection of slurry or digestate. At Langwiedhof, the digestate is spread into the established crop, since the plants are able to absorb and utilize the nutrients very quickly at this growth stage. The dribble bar on the 11 cubic meter tanker was shortened from 15 to 12 meters in order to achieve the most runs between headlands on longer fields. The tanker is equipped with stub axle steering to reduce damage to the crop, especially when turning. During our second visit in mid-August, the cereal harvest was already over. That is, the contractor had finished the combine harvesting, but the straw still needed to be baled. Team member Philip is on the task. He has access to a Class Quadra from his parents' farm. The Case IH Puma 220 is on loan. Wheat straw is being baled here and will be used at Langwiedhof for bedding the horses. Martin's wife Hella runs the visitor farm. Everything here operates under the motto of hands-on farming. Through this project, the Scherers hope to foster better cooperation between the public and farmers, and to improve people's understanding of modern farming. Take a look at their website to find out more about the many activities taking place at the visitor farm. Harvest time for the maize is at the beginning of September at the latest. Chopping takes between 5 and 7 days. The harvest is split into 2 parts because the maize ripens at very different rates depending on the different soils. Tackling the maize, which is expected to bring in yields of around 55 tons this year, is a Class Jaguar 980. At 890 horsepower, it is a real powerhouse, only allowed onto the field with a tyre pressure regulation system to protect the ground. The growth could hardly be any better. In some places, the maize plants reach up as far as the cab roof. The harvester is driven by Michael. He works for the agricultural contractor. Langwiedhof have organised for the forage to be carted off by their own vehicles and with help from other farmers, rather than the contractor. Before the maize is tipped into the silage clamp, a sample is taken from each load to determine the dry matter. A retained sample for each field is also kept for documentation later on. A JCB wheel loader and a Class Axion are rolling the clamp. The tractor was hired from Seeger Agricultural Contractors for this contract. We've filmed Seeger in other locations before as part of our farming documentaries. Starting from the next maize harvest, Seeger will also be hired by Langwiedhof to help with chopping. The Biogas Plant has an installed electrical output of 1.2 megawatts. The energy from the renewable raw materials provides electricity for many hundreds of households. A cluster of schools, as well as clubhouses in the area, are also heated via a district heating network. It is now autumn, and the winter wheat needs to be sown. Langwiedhof has to contend with a diverse range of soil types. Soils that are especially clay and difficult to cultivate need to be intensively reconsolidated as soon as possible. This is why all three of the sharers' tractors are on the field today. The Amazon seed drill is equipped with an electric metering system and disc coulters. Maize silage was previously grown on this field. Because of fusarium spores and European corn borer pests, all harvest residues have to be mulched and ploughed into the soil before seeding. In November, this huge farm machine makes its way out onto the fields at Langwiedhof. To harvest the sugar beet, machinery cooperative ZRG Mering has sent the sharers a Holmer Terrados. The expected yields in this region are around 85 tonnes per hectare on average. The beets are transported from here to the Suzuka plant in Rhein, Lech. But it takes a few more weeks to gradually transport the stacks of beet to the factory. To protect the stacks of beet from wintry weather, a fleece is laid over the top. Martin Scherer has established this locally as a service. Over 500 stacks of beet are covered with fleece immediately after harvest and uncovered shortly before being transported away. Martin Scherer spends around 500 hours on this task with his fast track during autumn and winter. He also drafts in 2 additional tractors belonging to other farmers. The work is coordinated between Martin Scherer and the machinery syndicate or sugar factory almost exclusively via a digital device. The stacks of beet are marked in an app on the tablet and are transferred to the task manager for either covering or uncovering. After covering, the fleece is pressed into the stack using a Klunder disc, named after its inventor. The cover can later be removed very easily, even under freezing conditions, using a frost pattern, which Martin Scherer helped to develop. The fleece can also be reused for up to 5 or 6 years. As we watch the sugar beet being uncovered and transported away, our glimpse into some of the key events on the farming calendar at Langwiedhof in Mering near Augsburg, Germany, comes to an end. We hope you enjoyed the film. There are lots more reports from the world of farming and farm machinery for us to show you on www.farmworld.tv.